What's good, y'all? This is Ray Daniels, aka the Culture Referee, and Dope Coffee is changing the way we consume coffee. It's more than just a coffee brand. It combines hip-hop, creativity, and community support, making coffee a part of our culture, our music, and our arts. With high-quality beans, Dope Coffee delivers great taste and cares about the environment. As a Black-owned business, Dope Coffee is committed to helping communities promote diversity and supporting new businesses.
Hey y'all, and welcome back to That's Debatable, the town hall where we challenge and debate the culture. I'm your host, Stanza Yvette Esquire, and joining me as always is the culture referee, Ray Daniels.
Clap. Clap, J. Darrell. Clap, nigga. I'm watching you.
On the other side, we have marketing and music guru, Brian Miller.
My brother, Brian Miller. My favorite brother to argue with, on and off camera.
And sitting next to me, we have Queen's finest, Jack Danz.
Burgundy Jack.
Ben Queens.
Oh my God.
That's my slogan.
I think they like Jack on the show, by the way. Jack's show is doing it. They like, for some reason, they like his obnoxiousness. I don't get it, but I love it. Let's go.
Right. To our viewers and our listeners, we thank you so much for locking in with us every single week. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, comment, and share it with a friend, because this is going to help the show grow. We know y'all rock with us every Saturday morning, but if you want to get into more debates throughout the week, please follow us on our Instagram, and I know our producers will put that below. So, yeah, let's get into my opening statements.
Let's go. We got new producers, by the way, so it's good. Nobody's been complaining about the sound. It's been a good life.
Yes.
That's good. Like we get it.
Y'all can hear the
By the way,
game.
if you've been hanging with us, thank you for standing by. We ready to go. We got the mics in our face. Let's go.
We
Got it
here.
right.
We here. So Stanza's opening statements. We're going to start off. The Philadelphia Eagles put belt to ass to the Kansas City Chiefs in Super Bowl 59. Jalen Hurts led the Eagles to a 40-22 win over Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. To me, this felt like a win for Black History Month. I wanted to bring attention to the climate of the Super Bowl. Donald Trump was there. He attended and was booed viciously. And many of the Chiefs players, including Patrick Mahomes' family and Travis Kelce, are open Trump supporters. I want to know your thoughts on this blowout.
Take your ass Mahomes. That's take your ass Mahomes.
Okay, so
That's my thought.
So I'm gonna say this: when I was watching the Super Bowl, I was going for the Chiefs. I love Patrick Mahomes. I didn't mind the Eagles winning, but I wanted to see the Chiefs win because we've never seen a three-peat. And so at first, but when Kendrick came out and performed, then obviously we'll get to that. I remember watching him perform, and I remember I had a lot of people at my house, and I was just watching the pride, the Black pride in the room, and I was like, "There's no way in the world." I think I said this on the show last year. I said, "There's no way Taylor Swift's boyfriend is gonna lose the Super Bowl." Right? And this year when I was watching, I was like, "This was a Shea Butter Super Bowl."
Yeah.
This was and by the way, the highest rated, blackest as you ever seen. Donald Trump got booed, Taylor got booed, and by the way, when Kendrick was performing, his audience was sitting there not enjoying it. So I just think, but for me, it was the Black Super Bowl. I loved it, man. Like I love Jalen Hurts. Congrats to him with his Black wife and his all-female team and his Black father who coached him his whole life. Like shout out to him for winning. I mean, listen, bro. Like it was a win for our culture.
It was.
It was a cultural win, and I fell asleep feeling good about it because I'm like, it was our turn to win.
Yeah.
Trump took a picture with the Mahomes family. Can we
them.
show the picture of Trump with the Hurts family?
Patrick's funny looking brother.
The what
and
family?
His mama.
Jalen Hurts family. Can we show that pic? Oh, there isn't one.
There isn't,
Got it. Okay.
Well, I mean, I will say this: sports is the only place not for politics.
No, I agree, but
So what I'm saying is that if the president wanted to watch it as a fan, and I feel like I don't like the booing because
of the president
of anybody.
Okay.
Of anybody, and I don't like the booing because this is the biggest event in America, basically, and I hate that outside forces, outside countries see us not united.
Well,
they see that every day.
Well, they do see it every day in politics, but this was sport, and to me, I just hate it. But by the way, I respect it. I just wouldn't have done it because I'm like, I don't want. It's kind of like everybody's looking. Let's not act like no goddamn fool while everybody looking. And people was like, fuck that. I paid $3,000 for these tickets.
Exactly.
Boo!
But I think part of it is because they're shutting down every, governmental entity that is giving money to different, organizations, and funding is getting cut. But it took about $20 to $30 million for Trump to have to be there with his security and all of they had to heighten security for it. They had to do all these things. It took, it was 30 million American dollars, 20 to 30.
But Ray is right, though. Don't boo him. Stone him.
I mean,
Yes,
he fucked up Kendrick's show because they couldn't do the fireworks because he was there. So we could have had an even more spectacular halftime performance.
Yeah, it was a lot of
Agent Orange was there. They had to, he kind of hated it a little bit.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it was a win for black people. I love to see all the blackness. A lot of the Eagles players have black fiancés, black girlfriends, black.
It's a black city.
Black.
My manager Mark Byers is from Philly, and he was going for it. Wallow, Gilly, Charlie Mack. It just felt like it was like, you know what, Ray? As much as you want to see that three-peat, it's the African American year.
Yes, as a
Hey.
Dallas Cowboys fan, I was an Eagles fan that night.
But you saw what they did to the city, though?
Yeah, they tore it up.
That shit up.
But that's
What
after
city?
everything.
Philly.
After every win, I feel like cities do that.
Pulling down traffic lights and stop signs.
That's common, though. That's a common thing.
But still, that shit is crazy.
That's your city you're tearing down.
Right.
I don't know why. I don't know why they do that, but they do after wins.
man.
That's a common thing.
Sports is real.
Let's go.
Well, all right. So we're gonna
next?
move on to our next one. I don't know. We can't get enough of talking about Drake. Drake is still in Australia ranting. He was on stage at his Anita Max Win tour, shading his past flames. He mentioned turning on people, turning up on people who are playing in your life. And he said, if you're doing better than your ex, turn up to this next song. We're just mentioning Drake again because, why does he keep coming for the women?
Did he turn up to it? He said, if you're doing better than your ex, did he turn up to it? Because he's not doing better than his ex.
Serena married to a fucking billionaire.
Yeah, the Reddit owner, founder. Yeah, Reddit
Just
founder
curious.
who gave up his CEO position to a black person because of the racial climate in America. So we just note that a white man married to a black woman having black kids is peeping that. But anyways.
I'll just say this. Dear Black America, we got to stop letting everybody in. I'm not gonna lie to you. After how he's been acting, I agree with Kendrick. He shouldn't say the N-word no more. You're not acting like a black man, bro.
Yeah.
You're acting like a straight Karen. You're acting like a straight white woman. Take the L. It is okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna preach that to the. By the way, if you look at the comments, the people in the comments are like, Ray has been on point because I'm not being emotional. At the rate he's going, he's done.
Yeah.
At the rate he's listen, you have lost black women. When you came in the game with the best I ever had, you had every black woman obsessed with you. And then you came in like a colonizer and started fucking them all. By the way, I probably would have did the same thing. But you fucked them all. No, I'm just being honest. You did that and
That's
you did
fair.
and you didn't.
We got the money like that.
But that's what I'm saying. But you never, to me, Drake never uplifted someone. Like he's never helped anybody.
No.
Like it's like if you look at you can say whatever you want about Ye, but we wouldn't know who Amber Rose is. Whatever you want about Chris Brown, but we wouldn't know who Karrueche is. Like Drake has literally never put anybody next to him. He's been the certified
bad
lover
bitch.
boy. He is that.
He's a bad bitch.
And he's taking the L right now. And I think every woman that fucked him wish they didn't now. Because they're like, damn, you lame. Like why are you like dog? If you're black, you should love seeing like it's like look at me. I wanted Kansas City to win. I didn't bet, but I wanted them to win. But when the black man won, I was like, fucking good too. Even though Patrick Mahomes is black too, but I'm saying Jalen is black. Like his two black. His girlfriend is brown skin. So for me, it was like I had to get over myself. Like I know you want them to win, Ray, but sometimes it's not about you. It's about the culture. The Drake Kendrick moment was a huge opportunity, huge moment for our culture. It's over now. You lost, and the only reason why it's still around and everybody's screaming, hey, minor, because they know how much it gets to you.
Absolutely.
So what I would say is Drake should sit down and ask himself, why do I have so many enemies?
Yeah.
What am I doing wrong? And it can't just be everybody's wrong except for me. And I don't think he's ready to do that. Until he does that, I hope he does before his career is completely done. But until he does that, he's done.
Yeah,
he's slowly dying in front of our face. What did Kendrick say? We're watching somebody spiral.
Yeah.
What he say?
Apparently, he looking paranoid and now spiraling.
Yeah, now he's spiraling, bro. Like he literally called it, and it's all because
the famous actor we once knew.
Let me tell you something. There's a better looking man than me. There's a better looking man than you. We have to accept that there will always be a better man.
Yeah.
And in 99% of Drake's cases, he was the best man. He was, well, no matter who he did a song with, no matter who he was on tour with, no matter what, he was always the better man. And the one time someone else was the better man based on what you started,
you can't take it.
You can't take it. And nigga, here's the ironic part. Who record did Kendrick break with the Super Bowl performance? Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson. Oh, yeah.
Who did Drake call himself?
I'm
Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Nigga, we got a new Michael Jackson. Let's go to the next subject. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie.
Don't forget he's got a new album coming.
He does have an album coming.
And by the way, I don't think nobody is gonna care. I think pay attention to Twitter.
Yeah.
If they care, they're gonna be like, yeah, you said how much you want to fuck, but why you ain't fuck Kendrick? Mm-hmm. Like you said how much you was this, why you didn't do that? Like I'm telling you, he doesn't understand. Drake is gonna find out this chapter, the hardest thing to do, that I think every man in this room knows is to debate with a black woman. Mm-hmm. Cause when her mind is made up, my nigga, you gonna have to earn her motherfucking respect again
back, yeah.
to respect you and see you as what you are. And right now, black women ain't fucking with him. And I know white women probably are, but once white women realize ain't no sisters with no flavor in there,
right?
And they feel like a real mayonnaise party, they gonna be like, we out. They did this. They did it to 50. At his peak, they're gonna do it to Drake. It's the same concept. Once you lose the black people, you're fucked. And Drake lost black people.
I want to ask a question though to all of you men. Why is it like we've seen DJ Academics, we've seen Drake, but they will address, because Drake was embarrassed in front of 155 million people, but he chose to go at the women. He didn't say anything, and then he posted on his burner account a picture with Serena Williams, him and Serena Williams' ex-agent, like throwing shade at the women. Why don't the men ever address other men, but are quick to shoot at women?
Well, you asking a man that will address, if a woman shot at me, I'll shoot at her husband. So I don't even know how to answer that question.
Yeah.
But once again, the real question is, why have we allowed people like that to excel in our culture? Mm-hmm. That's the real problem. So to me, the one thing that I can say that we are in time is that we all know better now. So we all have the responsibility to do better. And to me, I totally agree with you, Stanza. He is wrong, but we got to show him when them projects drop and when he tries to come around. And to me, that's the only way we do it. Because you're right.
Plus, he got his ass whooped already. Mm-hmm. It's like an episode of Martin when Shanae was in the hall. She said, I know you don't want to fight me because you know what a good ass whooping feels like. But he knows what a good ass whooping feels like. So that's just what it is.
Yeah, that shit is wild.
So come for the women, because
of course for the weak link, like that ain't.
But not really wink though, because
not but we
SZA did the Super Bowl and Serena's very good.
Hold on, it's something that we don't talk about. I got a lot of exes, y'all. I don't know if anybody knows, but watching me, I done dealt with a lot of women. I'm just being honest. There's only one girl that I dealt with, and you know who I'm talking about, that I know hates me. Mm-hmm. And she hates me because I didn't want to do it no more, and she told everybody that she didn't want to do it no more, and that's probably why she hates me and I don't hate her. Mm-hmm. My point is why does Drake have so many people from his past that don't care about hurting him? Mm. That's the real question to me. It's not the only ex, and I don't even think she'll line up to publicly hurt me.
Yeah, no.
I think it's a personal hate, but I'm saying for someone to publicly hate you and want to be a part of your funeral, instead of blaming her and SZA, ask yourself why the two women that you interacted with felt like they would rather you be dead than where you are. You did.
He was dissing Serena in songs. That's crazy.
You dissed her husband, my nigga. Yeah. Her husband said, "Crip walk for me, baby." Yeah. Her husband said, "Crip walk." You dissed her husband. It's like he breaks every rule that black rappers can't break. Nigga, name a 100% black sniper like that. Nigga, you can't be. Somebody would have killed you by now.
Yeah.
You fucking everybody, girl, DM. He the type of nigga see me talking, DM my wife. Yeah. Like, I'm gonna get you. What kind of nigga is you? Nigga, DM me, nigga. DM me, nigga. That's what a man does. But he wasn't raised in a black household. That's why it's hard to talk to him. I just pray that the real niggas around him, because I know we got a few, are giving him the real.
All right, we're gonna move on from that one. So, Soulja Boy finally responds to Marlon Wayne's Donald Trump joke, causing a heated exchange on social media. In late January, Marlon spoke about the Soulja Boy performing at Donald Trump's Bitcoin party on 101.1 The Wiz. He said, I mean, Soulja Boy, he been canceled. Nobody cares about Soulja Boy, so Soulja Boy better go get that check. Soulja Boy took to Twitter, typing Marlon Wayans, you a bitch and you not funny. Shut up. Niggas keep selling your soul and sucking the higher ups. You meter man.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
What do we feel?
As much as I'm tired of Soulja Boy disrespecting people, like it's like he's predictable.
Yeah.
Brian says, I don't like your song. You a bitch. Somebody says, so it's like he's so predictable. But what I will say is that one thing he did say, he says, Marlon, you were mad at me for performing for Trump, but you want forgiveness for dressing up as a woman. And to me, that was like, as much as Soulja Boy is like might get on people's nerves, that was like, he's not wrong. Like, it's like, dog, you dressed up like a woman, my nigga. How you gonna get criticized me? You dressed up like a white woman to get your money, and you mad that I performed as myself to get some money? It's kind of a contradiction, but I mean, I fuck with Marlon Wayans. So I fuck with Marlon always. So I'm going to always go that. But I'm like, that's the one thing I feel like.
Yeah, he kind of put it out there, like left it out there. That was kind of like.
Yeah, I'm tired of addressing black on black crime when it's black people that are being immature. And right now, Soulja Boy is being very immature, but he has a right to be, which is rare that I say, right? But in this case, it's just like, I don't even know how to address it because I feel like Soulja Boy is not wrong for what he's saying. I just feel like he's just being himself. And Marlon just got to understand that when you deal with someone who calls everybody he doesn't like a bitch, you're going to obviously be called a bitch when he doesn't like you.
Right.
That's what he does.
Man, I told you, certain people I'm so over. I'm really about to just be the dry away announcer. Soulja Boy's bad for the culture. That's all I have. He's terrible for the culture. Listen, this is my thing, right? I'm tired of seeing people have an audience that shouldn't have an audience. And Soulja Boy is bad for the culture. He's terrible for the culture. You are terrible, sir. And I hope you see the clip. And I mean, I need the visibility.
You know he's gonna call you a bitch.
That's fine.
You ain't nothing. Nobody give a fuck about you. Fuck you, Ray. You a bitch too. Stanza, you was laughing. You a bitch too. Everybody's a bitch that pisses you off. At some point in time, somebody's gonna tell you, you see a bitch, slap a bitch.
I was just about to say. I mean,
and I promise you,
as long as you say it on
you won't
line,
do that.
It's fine. But
you won't do that to Marlon. You won't do that to the people you got a problem with, because when Casanova 2 times ran up on your ass at Barclays Center, and you should put that clip in here and had you pinned up like, hey nigga, what the fuck? And you was like, bro, it's just entertainment. I'm just entertaining. Hey, when real niggas enter the room, you gotta be respectful. And I feel like Soulja Boy has to learn that lesson one way or the other. Shout out to his manager, CEO Mike. I fuck with him, but the guy, he's trolling right now in a very dangerous way in a time where we don't need that.
Yeah, we don't need it. I also want to, like, what is it with I know Soulja Boy is a millennial, but we see it a lot with, like, Gen Z, that they just don't respect anyone. Like, they don't respect teachers in classrooms.
They weren't taught to respect anybody.
They don't respect anyone. And so we have, like, OGs that are just, like, they talk about, they don't have a desire to, like, learn the game. If you're in music, they don't want to study anything, and they don't respect it. What is that?
We were taught by mentors. They were taught by this. This is what it is. I mean, and no disrespect, because I'm not speaking for the entire Gen Z, but you got to understand that we take entertainment. We had role models. We saw it done. We saw on-the-job training. We saw people bleed blood, sweat, tears for what they got. You know what I mean? In a time where we were marginalized, so we had to fight through things. Now, we give it to them. And that's my biggest problem with people. It's like, instead of learning and reading and really wanting to understand a craft, they take sound bites and they make a sound bite the gospel. It's like, such and so, Russ said you need this to win. Nigga, did you see Russ's entire story? I'll tell you this one, and then we can move on from this. I tell kids all the time, like, if I ever go speak somewhere, I'm like, who's your favorite artist? They're like, da-da-da. I'm like, okay, who? Okay, cool. What year did they start? Oh, the hit was this year. I said, okay, cool, let's go to Wikipedia. They've been doing this shit since 2013, my dude. You understand what I'm saying? You wouldn't have lasted to 2015, 14 maybe, and we're in 2024. So don't negate the story and everything that went in, all the bumps and bruises. You want it today? Nah, it don't work that way.
I love that.
Put that work in.
That's Jack's advice. That's his added value to the conversation.
And Stanza will tell you why, but I'm a precursor to this. Jack Danz doesn't like black people.
Actually, let's jump into that. Let's talk about it. So, our pre-production Jack Danz had an interesting take. I'll let him open the floor up with your take, and we'll go from there.
Well, I mean, you introduced it, so you open the floor.
No, you had the take.
Jack Danz said that 2 Chainz was a better lyricist than Andre 3000. Lord, it was hard for me to even say that. Jesus. And that's no disrespect to 2 Chainz.
By the way, 2 Chainz is one of my favorite rappers. I said that he's the most underrated rapper in Atlanta history. But I think Andre is probably the most gifted wordsmith to be born and come out of Atlanta, Georgia. And I think he's the only person that Chainz, Mike, Luda, Tip, Baby, Thug, everybody is say Dre is the best. Yeah. That's what I believe. Because 2 Chainz are around my age, and when we was kids, nigga, Dre is what inspired us to want to do this shit.
Of course, but I just think like, and especially after listening to the project with Larry Jr. Alchemist, like
I gotta hear that.
He's just on a different level, bro. Like, he's totally on.
By the way, he's a Virgo.
Listen, I love Andre.
Yeah.
But I just think like, I also feel like the catalogs. I mean, Andre obviously I think is a little bit better in terms of the classical material and a bigger catalog in terms of that, but 2 Chainz is disgusting.
He's incredible.
So I mean,
but I'm just saying, Andre is one of one. No one, and I think that the only difference is that 2 Chainz is getting better. Like that's rare. He's getting better as he's getting older. Like he's in his 40s and he's getting better and iller, and he's challenging himself. This Larry June Alchemist project, he don't need that, but he's challenging himself. So I want to give him kudos for that. But it's kind of like comparing somebody to Jordan when they still in the league. It's like, nigga, let's see what they can do.
Well, I tell you what, you listen to the album. I listened to it about 15 times. So
I got you.
And then let's talk about it.
2 Chainz could
next week I'll be back to next week I'll be back to give you my take.
3 stacks.
I got you. Let's go.
What's your thoughts?
2 Chainz could make Thriller, and he would not be better than 3 stacks.
I love Brian. Let's go. We need this from Brian every week. Let's go, Brian.
All right, so moving on, one of LeVar Ball's sons has gone off script. LiAngelo Ball is accused of walking out on Nicki Minaj, a.k.a. Miss Nicki Baby, and their 2 children. They currently have a 2-month-old together. It is alleged that Jello has now gotten in his new girlfriend pregnant, and he posted the 2 shortly after the social media fallout.
I want to know, like with that being said, what's up with all these NBA players just like,
he's not an NBA player.
Yeah, he's not NBA.
Well, he's
the one that did.
Sort of NBA player.
So I'm gonna give you some context about this, and here's my theory on what happened. Because what a man doesn't like is to feel like he's being one-upped by his woman. Miss Nicki Baby's family owns strip clubs in LA, like all over. Like they're what is the name of? I forgot the name of the strip club. It's a big strip club. But her family comes from money, like deep money. So she showed up on Love and Hip Hop, and she was like driving Rolls Royces like they were Hondas. Like, so she already had the money. She was already established. You have him with his fallen basketball career, and they make kids together. I believe they were staying in her house. And then he gets a check.
He feeling himself.
He gets a check, and then he leaves. Why is that a man's go-to to get some money and dip? That's crazy. When you have a 2-month-old at home.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
I got a different philosophy. It's like, that's a love and hip hop world. Like, I don't even know why we're surprised.
I don't even, be honest with you, I don't even want to comment on this because, dog, this is not beneath us, but this is like, the real problem is why is it okay why everybody keep having babies with people in like these little short spurts of time? Listen, bro, if you're not going to marry her, don't put a baby in her. That goes to everybody listening. That's what I'm going to tell my son. Why are y'all putting babies in women y'all don't want to marry? Why are you allowing men to put babies in you that you don't think is husband material? It doesn't make sense to me. And it's like the minute you speak on it, it's like, that's not your business, shut up. And it's like, yo, bro, like, this is stupid. Like they all got money, they all rich as fuck, and they all making dumbass mistakes. And it's like, I don't even care. if y'all gonna teach, if we got a couple more minutes to talk about y'all, I'm gonna just run to the restroom because it's like something I don't even want to talk about. Like this is so beneath us. Like it's like dog.
Sad,
like he's a barely made artist and he's a barely made star, NBA star. No disrespect to him. He might be different in a year from now, but let's be honest, right? Nikki is a girl who had come from a rich family that wanted to be around niggas and wants to be like that, so she did it. And the other girl, I don't even know who she is, but I heard she was with some other rich nigga. So it's like the real issue is why these niggas fucking everybody. It's millions of women in this world. Why everybody sharing the same women?
So crazy.
And raw.
Nigga, put a condom on.
Like, God,
we need a condom sponsor at this show.
The Trojan.
We need a condom sponsor at this show. Because nigga, every week is a different nigga here's a commercial for Anthony Edwards this week. Next week is this person. There's always a nigga getting a girl pregnant. We actually need a condom sponsor. We're gonna look for that. Let's look into that.
Shooting the club up with
Shooting the club up and it's crazy.
Nigga, that is the most sacred
but
thing
the thing
you
about
can
it
do.
Is he walked out on shit. So this came as
Y'all
a
talking about
surprise. Yeah, it came out as a surprise to her because he just came in the house, packed his shit, and left, and then text her saying, I got another girl pregnant.
If you date a youngster in entertainment, you get what you get. I've said this a million times.
I bet you she paid for studio time. That's why you don't do shit for niggas. Because that's crazy. You help them up. You build them up for them to leave you.
You just messed up my studio time,
That
Jello.
is crazy.
Messed up, bro.
That's crazy.
You don't think Lonzo the other one did? He got brothers that's millionaires.
He got brothers, but the brothers are staying on script. The LeVar Ball script. You bounce that basketball, you make this money, and you keep, you stay on the straight and narrow. This is the only one. This man is with a whole white mama talking about swerving and bending corners. You ain't did that. You're not doing anything that you're talking about in that song. You have not experienced none of that shit. And for you he's adapted the rapper lifestyle now, sticking his raw meat in a woman, getting her pregnant, and leaving her with a toddler, two under one, really. He got a 2-month-old, and then you got another bitch pregnant, and you don't have your brother's money. You don't have NBA money to be doing all of this either.
He does now.
Does he?
I'm saying, listen, man, he probably had a stipend with this chick, so I'm not mad.
That's what I'm saying.
It is what it is.
I think it's an ego trip. When your woman is doing better than you, a lot of men do choose to cheat when the woman is doing better.
Well, I mean, we know what it is. He's hot. He got this song that's hot. He's outside. He's sticking and moving.
Sticking and moving.
Sticking and moving.
Sticking and moving. That's a great transition because Anthony Edwards. We need to talk about this too.
Another condom sponsors needed.
Condom sponsorship. Magnum, if you're listening. Yes. Atlanta's finest. The NBA sweetheart, Anthony Edwards, is back under fire because this is not the first controversy that he's had with him telling
them to get an abortion. And within a year.
And so, if you date the man, you get what you get. You want me to have sympathy for the girl? I do, because I think it's some bullshit what he said. But it's also bullshit that, okay, you see a girl out here and they like, hey, man, she might have something. Are you taking the chance?
Brian, you're wrong.
No, I'm not.
I'm going to call you out.
Call me out.
Okay, let me ask you a question, Brian. So you're saying that she's wrong. The girl is wrong.
For dating him.
Brian, what I want you to understand is Brian, that there have been women that met Brian Miller pre-sex and Brian Miller post-sex.
Hold on, man.
Hear me out.
I ain't know you're talking about my personal
No. Hear me out. Hear me out real quick. Hear me out.
Go ahead.
I'm going to tell you what I mean. My point is that there was a reason that you were a different Brian.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, cool. So what I'm saying is that there's a reason he's the different person after. So hear me out. Just hear me out.
Okay.
My only point I'm saying is that when we trying to fuck, man, when men are trying to fuck, we whine, we dine, we yes you to everything, we tell you everything that you want to hear. Dog, we all have done it, bro. It's like
correct.
Sometimes, but hear me out. But once you make a baby at that moment, it's a man thing. And when it's a man thing, as a man, you have to handle it in today's society. You have to handle it delicately. And what I'm saying is that I'm not mad at Ant for saying, I don't want to have a child. I am mad that he said that after he fucked someone raw, knowing he you can't have it both ways.
No, that's not my point. That wasn't my point.
No, but what I'm just saying is that we have to, as men, start handling our women better. And especially women that we decided to run up in without nothing on.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm with you on
So,
that. No.
So for me, it's like you gotta understand for a
let me
woman,
clarify.
and you know this for a woman's standpoint, and for a woman's standpoint, when a man fucks her raw, that means something different to her than if he uses a condom. Like a condom says, "Bitch, I don't know if we gonna be together no more to put this on."
Yeah.
Like we fuck raw, we together. Like you mine, right? Because I hope you're not letting another man stick it in raw. And so when you fuck a woman raw, you're saying to her, "I trust you with my life and my finances."
I got you. But here's the problem. My problem is with her, not with him. You knew who this Negro was before you allowed him to do that.
He knew who he was.
No.
You're not
Okay. So as a woman, and you just made this conversation about Jello before. So here's my thing: if you know who he is going in, you like he got a whole white mama, he ain't been in corner. You know this going in. So if you allow him in, that's your fault. Everything that happens subsequent to that is your fault.
We got this up.
Yeah, but B,
you can't have that shit both ways.
hold the fuck on, hold up,
Can't have that shit
hit
both
that
ways.
gavel. Say what you just said again, Jack.
Nah, I said we know how y'all country niggas is though, B.
Jack,
Nigga,
you got 4 fucking DUIs, nigga.
Say that too.
How you gonna say something about country people?
I'm still trying to forgive you.
That has to do it, nigga. I could say, you know how Queens niggas is drunken and driving.
Hey, you can say that.
I wouldn't know because it's a Jack Danz thing. It's not a country. It's not a New York thing.
What I'm saying
So when you saying country niggas, it's a little offensive to me because I claim to be.
Listen.
Yes, nigga, I'm a Southern nigga.
We from the South. Where you at? It's not where you're from. It's where you at.
Let me get to my point. My
Go
point
ahead.
is that, you know how it is. He swerved her.
No.
Jack,
Listen,
you don't swerve women that you come in, my nigga.
You coming
But this is what I'm saying.
I'm not saying that. They had to get to that.
He's talking about
And this is
getting
what-
her to
hold
that
on.
point.
Go ahead, Stanza. Go ahead, Stanza.
No, I'm saying I just want one at a time.
Go ahead, Stanza.
So here's my thing, Jack. Here's my thing, and this is what I hate, right? So
gonna
even
start
when
doing
we
this.
talk about and stands, I'm about to take it here. I'm about to take it here, right?
Okay.
When we talk about women in entertainment, and we talk about people like Puff, and we talk about victims, and they're like, "Well, I believe her. I don't believe her." Here's my thing, right? You can't make women this naive thing until they're victimized. So I'm naive and I'm a victim, but I'm smart. Which is it?
We're not saying that she's naive. She knew who she was fucking.
Thank
Yes,
you.
she did.
She knew who she was fucking,
But
right?
that doesn't
but that's
change
all
the
I'm
fact
saying.
that she's
But-
now pregnant
but-
with his kid.
That's-
And he
pregnant.
said,
No,
get an
he-
abortion, LOL, and said he hate the bitch. You know,
Roll
like,
the
that's
tape
crazy.
back. I said he's absolutely wrong.
Yeah, but you
you're
didn't harbor
saying-
on his wrongs.
Yeah.
You harbored on her dumb,
Here's my
her
thing.
fault. By the way, every woman, including your mama and my mama and everybody mama up here, has been dumb for a man. We just
with
hold on,
you
hear me
on
out. We just pray that they're dumb for the right man.
Okay.
That's what we pray for. So what I'm saying is that in their mind, you got to remember, I don't think he showed her that get an abortion, LOL, nigga, until it was time to show it to her.
she
And when I'm
got
telling you,
the
I don't think if he was fucking, he was like, if I get you pregnant, you gonna get abortion, right, bitch? I think he was fucking it like, no, like this mine, right? It's mine, yeah, it's mine. We'd all been there, and you leave it in. And when you leave it in, you understand at that very moment as a man, you've given her the power.
So I'll say this for
Where
clarity.
is the accountability?
he's dead
though?
wrong.
Where's the accountability?
I hope
because y'all
she-
tore Angel Reese up
No,
for a dress.
I hope she
but when
whoops
a
his
man,
ass in court.
When a man impregnates a black woman and she there and she got his kid and he not trying to take care of it, and he laughing about getting her pregnant. It's crickets from the men. But y'all got everything to say about a risque dress.
I think I feel you.
And she probably thought it was
But
her.
are they, though?
But what I'm saying is my nigga, you're talking about a life growing inside of her. Be a little bit more. No, Brian, I ain't finished.
Go ahead,
Just let
Ray.
me finish this, man. It's
Go ahead.
important to say this. We're talking about a life growing inside of a woman. At some point in time, we have to be better as men to them. You don't think I've got a text before like, I'm late, blah, blah, and I'm like, what do you want to do? But let's be clear. I speak about it clearly from the jump. Hey, this is what I want to do. So if this happens, how do you want to handle it? By the way, sometimes I've spoken through text. Just in case some shit go down, I'm like, I got it in writing, showing that.
sure.
I told her what she wanted. She told me what she wasn't going to do. Just, cover my ass. But what I'm telling you is that I just hate, I was disgusted. I'm so disgusted by our community and how evil we are to each other, how mean and how inconsiderate we are to each other. How are you blaming a woman and then you want other races to respect that woman? We got to blame the person that needs to be better. And by the way, the only reason why it's wrong is because he don't want it.
Oh, I agree.
It's not because, but let's be clear. So if he wanted it, it'd just be another beautiful baby coming in that's going to have a mother and father in life. But because he doesn't want it, Now it's like, you so stupid, blah, 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 blah. So what I'm telling you is that we just got to stop being dicks to women. Like, we ain't all stuck our dick in a woman and made her be different because of that. Like, sometimes as men, we act like, nigga, you know what happened when you fucking her. You know what happens when, and especially if you're good at it. You know what's gonna happen when you fucking her.
I think he is a complete shithead, and I hope that.
Then it should stop there. Then.
Yeah, I agree.
But don't, it can't be no but. Stop there.
I have to give you moral of the story.
Jack, you are not qualified to give morals of any stories.
Go ahead.
You are not here to get. Jack is not qualified.
Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving.
Moral of the story is no glove, no love.
Anyway,
go to the next thing.
So, our final opening statement deals with Offset.
I love Jack.
Offset appears to be crashing out after it is alleged that Cardi B is now dating Houston Texans player Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs is making his rounds with the women rappers. After the two were spotted out during Super Bowl weekend, Offset tweeted, "My new bitch batter," followed by, "Had you last week, by the way."
Well, shit, that's it. I had you last week, by the way. I mean, like, shit.
How true is that? How do we know if that's true?
You know that's true, and so
How
does
do we
she.
know?
She his baby mother. You know that.
Straight
that's
up.
like
He's not going to put that shit out there, and she didn't come back over the top like she normally does, so.
Yeah,
Maybe she's done crashing out about him, though. She got a new richer
We ain't doing that.
But they've been.
You don't know if he richer.
We ain't doing that.
You don't know if he's richer. The football players.
Stephon Diggs is definitely richer.
You don't know that.
I don't know if he's richer. I'll say it's comparable though. So I mean, it's.
I mean, if he ain't Russell Simmons, I got a $60 million deal. Like, Offset. If Offset, I was managing him, he can make $15 million a year, easy. So I don't see why he can't make. And that's just for endorsement, everything, music. Like, not talking about other business we could have started. So I don't know if she has more. I just think that
4 years, $96 million.
4 years, 96. But you got to remember something.
2022.
I want to tell you something very important to know, that women should know about athletes.
Yeah.
4 years, he might get 2 or 3 more, and then he's going to live another 60 without none of that money coming in.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm just saying, Offset could go perform
he's
Bad
still
and Bougie
playing.
when he's 60 years old. Bad and Bougie. Cooking a boat, he can make it when he's 10 years old. So I'm just saying, sometimes we be writing off like these rappers, like, oh, Future got more money than Future. I'm like, I don't know about that.
He did 22.5 million.
It was an amazing response. I love his response.
You love his response?
I love his response.
Why?
If it's true.
Why?
If it's true, I love his response.
Bruh, that bitch you referring to that is batter, you're referring to the mother of your kids. One day those kids are going to grow up and see this. Let me tell you something.
Neither side cares.
My entire life, y'all, Little Raymond heard me call his mother out her name one time because I was so mad about it. Was something really bad going on.
Mm-hmm.
And he just so happened to be outside while we were arguing.
Mm-hmm.
And I called her a name and I went in the house and me and her didn't make up. But I went right outside and I said, I should never talk about your mother like that. I should never talk to your mother like that. Like in the middle of the fight, I never seen my dad disrespect my mother. Mm-hmm. And I should, and to
but
me,
he
it's
didn't
like,
call her a bitch though, did he? He just said my.
I'm saying, but it's like, who
bad.
cares? Offset, that is the mother of your kids. Whoever man she's with, whatever people she's with, they're gonna have influence over your children. Mm-hmm. I know it's whatever it is, but bro, like it's time to grow the fuck up and be a man and be like, I just want to see her happy and good. Stop being petty with her, because whatever she's going through, and only people know is you. Nigga, your kids are gonna feel that. They're gonna see that. They're gonna witness that. And the reason why all these kids, we talk about these millennials and how they want to work and everything, is because they grow up in a house with parents like, my kid know everything. It's like, bro, that your kids are not your friends. They are people that we are raising to be adults in the world. And to me, it's like, we gotta start having more of that, because like, I don't like her disrespecting him. I don't like him disrespecting her, because they have 3 fucking kids together, and those kids are gonna grow up and think it's okay to disrespect their mate, their person. And what we doing is starting a cycle that doesn't stop, and that shit has to stop. And to me, it stops with me just saying, both of y'all need to stop. That shit is whack.
Yeah.
You married that woman, nigga.
He did.
You gave that woman your last name,
her.
nigga. Give her the respect of giving her your last name. Do not disrespect her.
He ain't gonna do it, but I feel you.
All right.
Let's get into the show.
Let's get to the topic. So first, starting off, we have Kendrick Lamar's performance. We want to know, was it the worst Super Bowl performance ever? Kendrick Lamar takes to Caesar Superdome in New Orleans on Sunday night. The revolutionary performance featured guest appearances from R&B artist SZA, actor Samuel L. Jackson, who played Uncle Sam, and tennis champion and world-renowned athlete Serena Williams and DJ Mustard, adding to the star power and diversity to the performance. Do y'all think that this was a bad performance?
I think it depends on
who's watching,
what race you are. This was the shape of the Super Bowl. Like,
I thought it was amazing.
Kendrick, listen, if you could remove your privilege, I understand. The one thing that we hate our people to do is code switch. Why are you talking like that? Because these people here. So with Kendrick, it's like everybody's like, this is Super Bowl. I'm coming as me. And he came as him, and he did him. And to me, I get all the white people that's like us watching a white act, and they're singing for their core audience rather than singing for the Super Bowl. We might be mad too, but as someone who does this for a living, when I started watching it, I always look at like what they gonna perform. So I'll give you an example. When Usher performs, DJ's got us falling in love, he is not performing that for anybody black in the room. When he does those certain records, but when he does Superstar, we know who he's doing that for, right?
Right.
So it's kind of like Kendrick didn't play to another audience. He could have. How I think his thinking was, and I don't know, I'm just telling you my theory, is that he looked at it like everybody white thinks I'm here because I dissed Drake.
Right.
So everybody black that thinks is black is like, come show these white people you got hits. And he said, fuck that. GNX, nigga.
Yeah.
And Euphoria. And to me it's like that was, nigga, the biggest stage in the biggest world with the most ratings. He gave the world the blackest Super Bowl show. It was not one white person on stage.
Not one.
And by the way, it was still patriotic.
Yeah.
Because he still had black men with the American flag. He didn't make it black like he could have. He made it blue, red, white, and blue. And he had Samuel Jackson come out there and play the role of what every coon or every nigga that's against him would say. Don't come out here and embarrass yourself in front of these white folks. Drop that shit. And to me, that's what it was. So to me, as much as I can take people saying, because there's a lot of people I respect, like KFC from Barstool, he said it was terrible. I get why you would say that. I get it. But what I'm saying is I also get why he did it. It's the same reason why we love Nipsey Hussle so much, and white people are like, but he didn't have no hits. And it's like, he was more than that to us. Right. He was more than a hit. He was a figure. They wanted Kendrick to come out there and give them Martin, and he gave their ass Malcolm.
Yeah.
And let's be clear, nigga. We all know that Malcolm is needed today way more than Martin is needed.
Yeah.
Because Malcolm was like, fuck everybody, it's not us, and until you respect us, fuck you too. And Martin was like, let's all come together. And we know that at the other side, no matter what Kendrick did, they was gonna say, he only got it because of Drake. Nigga, if you think Kendrick only got the Super Bowl because of Not Like Us, you don't understand culture.
You don't know him.
The whole thing it's been the big three: Kendrick, J. Cole, Drake. And by the way,
all of a sudden it's disappeared.
Now it's because he's only there because of Drake.
Yeah.
Y'all are fucking crazy. If that man could have came out and did Loyalty, he could have came out and did Don't Kill My Vibe. He could have did, if he would have did All Right, we gonna be all right. If he would have did that, but he was like, nope, GNX. And if you are a true fan of Kendrick, you love that shit. If you wasn't, you didn't. And I would much rather artists play to his true fans than play to the audience.
Prior to this, though, Kendrick has held 5 Grammys in one night 2 other times. This is his 22nd, Grammy win. But I think we knew what Kendrick was going to do. Kendrick knew how to keep the people captivated. Like we said, I think we talked about this in pre-production, is that he did the same numbers as Usher did in 1 year.
In one day.
In one day. And it's ongoing. It's still going. The amount of views, because we know with any Kendrick album, you're going to dissect it. Anything that Kendrick does, any video he does, you got to rewatch it. You got to replay it. You got to analyze Twitter. You got to go to TikTok and see what they're saying, because we're piecing it all together. The whole thing about Americans or Black Americans playing this game, and you got the PlayStation reference, and you got Samuel L. Jackson telling him, no, that's too loud, that's too ghetto. Like, there was so many monumental things that I think Black people are ignoring. For them to say it was the worst, it might not have been ass shaking and twerking or whatever you were wanting to see on the Super Bowl performance you wanted to bop, but it was revolutionary for Black people.
Well, I think that this has probably been the most anticipated Super Bowl performance of all time, because usually when we know who's performing for the Super Bowl, it's just like, okay, that person's performing. But this year, because of Kendrick's year and because he was performing, there was an expectation. People are watching and they thinking about what songs he's gonna perform, what he's gonna do, what theatrics. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of just added to the luster of the performance, in my opinion.
The lackluster, you mean?
Yeah.
You didn't like it?
I thought it was okay.
Okay.
I mean, I won't listen. People have asked me from a artistic standpoint, and I tell people it's the most culturally significant thing that's happened over the course of the last year.
Bro, to
And
me, this is equivalent to when Beyonce did Coachella and brought the HBCU band.
Right.
Like, yeah, you didn't like it, but it wasn't for you.
And
Or
times
Formation.
10 for me.
Yeah.
So.
Formation, when she did Formation.
Yeah,
at
it's the
Super
same
Bowl.
concept.
Yeah.
It's like white America loves our culture, but they love to digest it in pieces that make them comfortable.
Yeah.
And they got a whole dose of black coffee, and if you loved it, you loved it. And if you didn't, you didn't. And to me, it's like if you didn't get it,
It made them
it wasn't meant for you to get anyway.
And it's funny.
But I am gonna make a prediction. I do believe the next 2 or 3 years there will be adjacent to black artists, but it won't be no black artists.
No, it definitely won't be that.
Like that was equivalent to when they was swag surfing in the White House, and I was like, oh, they're not gonna let a nigga come here.
To your point, Jack, and to Ray's point, you know, from a performance standpoint, could it have been better? I agree with Ray. He could have done the hits, but it wasn't about that.
He wasn't trying to make it
you know,
better. He wanted to make it what it
I think
was.
he
Was
did.
it great for
Yeah.
what it was? Absolutely.
He had a world microphone, and he used it.
Yeah.
So-
I mean, you may not have liked it, but the impact was felt for the past 12 years. I just want to run through because I thought this was very interesting. All of the records he's broken in the past 12 months. So, rap song with the most Grammy wins ever, 5 times for a Night Like Us. The most watched Super Bowl halftime show ever, 133.5 million viewers, surpassing Michael Jackson. The record for the rapper with the most all-time Spotify monthly listeners, he surpassed Drake. It's at 88.8 million. Now, the most streamed diss record of all time, Not Like Us, has 1.08 billion streams. First rap song to sell over 20 million units, Humble, and will become the first double diamond rap song once certified by the RIAA. Fastest rap song to reach 500 million streams on Spotify. It took 70 days for Not Like Us to reach 500 million streams. First rap song to ever debut at #1 with a shortened tracking week. Most song streams in a week for any rapper, which was 81.2 million. And most single day streams for a rap song ever, 13.1 million.
Sheesh.
Let me ask you a question. What did you think about the jeans, though?
I don't. His outfit. I don't think about it. I think he looked good. I have no complaints. I was on my feet in my house.
So you like the bell bottoms?
I wasn't paying attention to his bell bottoms.
Jack, I gotta say something. You're not the most fashionably inclined guy.
What?
Here's what I'm trying to
That ain't
say.
it.
Sometimes I feel like we be reaching when it's like, Jack, I'm not saying that you don't dress well, but I'm saying I don't think anybody's ever looked at it and been like, what does Jack think about this?
That's what a lot
You
of people,
heard all
but
of
that's
those
what a
records.
lot of people
Hold
are
on, you
talking
heard
about.
all of the records he broke, and you focused
Yeah, but
on
a lot,
the jeans.
but you ain't talking about it. Is that something that bothers you, or you following the crowd?
I thought it was a questionable choice.
Okay.
I thought he looked good.
And a lot,
He
and
looked good.
millions of other people did too.
Yeah, but
And
that's
those
the problem with the world.
Celine jeans
Why
or
is that
something.
a problem?
They're
The problem
Celine-
with the world is you have people who haven't accomplished shit criticize. Jack, let me ask you a question. Since you've been knowing me, how often do you hear me talking bad about people?
Not often.
You know why? Because I know how hard it is to go out here and do this work. And if I talk bad about somebody, you better believe they fucking deserved it, right? But for the most part, I don't criticize people because I know how hard it is to try. So for me, when someone says his outfit, I'm like, nigga. I mean, don't get me wrong. If you were the fashion guy here,
It's like they say in Django, all you
but
do
you
is
know why you asking with a shade.
Because you want me to throw shade. You wanted me to throw shade.
You thought shade.
What did you think about
What did you think?
My thing is this.
I
You heard me list all of those records broken in a 12-month time span, and you bring up his Celine jeans.
Well, we can't take the accomplishments away. Kudos, great. And I just had a question I wanted to ask.
But we're talking.
And what's crazy
And
is I
that's
would
why
have
we
had
don't
you
let
back
you
if it wasn't for the
speak.
3 stacks comment.
You changed it. You switched it up. But I think it's amazing. I think even if you didn't like it, the impact and the impact was there. You can't say the impact was felt, and it's going to continue to be. It's now a TikTok trend. His intro to Not Like Us is a TikTok trend, so it drove it back to #1 on Apple Music. And
But on a
he
more
said
serious-
Drake. Do y'all think he was supposed to say Drake's name? Do y'all think that he was supposed to?
I don't know, but I know I'm glad he did,
Yeah. And he said, say Drake.
and he smiled at him.
Yeah.
And looks at the camera.
That was
Right to
super
the
classic.
camera. Hey, Drake.
That was super classic.
I heard you like, and then the dancers bowing down to Young. Oh my God, it was
incredible.
Excellence to
Turn
me.
his TV
I
off.
loved it.
What I do respect and love about him is that he brought mustard out and put his man on the stage like that.
Yeah,
Biggest stage in the world.
Yeah, nobody had a bigger year than Mustard.
Yeah,
that's big for the producer community, I think.
And he has a Heinz endorsement deal now.
Sure does.
For Mustard. Yeah.
Incredible. By the way, shout out to Heinz for figuring it out.
Yeah. It's the Gen Zers. The Gen Z know how to go get them people, and they know social media. But let's move on. 50 Cent and Big Meech have had an interesting week. It's been a lot of back and forth between the two. It's involving Meech's son. Is this a publicity stunt, or do we think that this is real beef?
I told y'all last week, man, ain't nobody calling someone, 50 is not calling someone a snitch like that if it ain't true.
If he don't mean it, you mean.
Right.
You can't say it's true because
well, we don't know.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. That's not the South side of him. He's not going to do that. So
yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I thought it was a stunt until, and this was obviously on the bill, so we're gonna leave it here. But I obviously thought it was a stunt until the last post from 50. To be honest with you, like I like 50 as a character. I understand what he's doing, but sometimes I think he take it too far.
Absolutely.
Like the smoking on herb thing was a little too far for me. Even though I'm not really a herb fan, and I understand why 50 hates him, but it's like they dead already. Like let the dead lie, right?
You won.
But when he described the situation with Lil Meech, and he's right, bro. Like we always like, and to me, and by the way, this is 50 comes from a very elevated thought process. Let's be clear. This is the man that wrote the 50th law of power. This is not a man, he's not a regular man. This is the man that wrote a book on how to win wars, right? So when 50 came out and said what he said, I thought he was going too far, but when he said, I'm the only one that put over $5 million in your family pocket. I don't know if Rick Ross donated any of the money from the BMF song to the Meech family. I do know for a fact that because Wendy Day is a good friend of mine, that Wendy Day was out here trying to get a lot of people to fuck with Big Meech, and it wasn't like that. Not only did 50 fuck with him, he got him an acting coach. He let him play his father. Mm-hmm. He stood in the way. He gave you everything. 50 probably never hit us, but if he did, the only thing I wish is that he gave Lil Meech a little grace. Because this is a kid whose father was basically one of the biggest, most famous street niggas in the world. His whole childhood, he was trying to figure out how to not go down that path. 50 found him, put him on, and he put him on the right path to winning for him and his family. Mm-hmm. Now his father coming out, that's his dad. To be honest with you, Lil Meech probably spent more time with 50 than his own father, right? So you gotta understand the confusion of having a father figure, but also having a father figure, have my real dad being out now. My real dad is probably trying, all he can do is live off his name, right? 50, so he goes and Rick Ross is gonna do his thing, but like, it's fucked up, but I can't get mad at 50 for how he responded, because in the act of war, if you line up against my enemy, you're my enemy too. Mm. And I think that, and then I just wish that he didn't put that Meech text out. When Meech was like, man, my dad's just trying to get some bread. Like, I just hate that he's killing his reputation. Like, if you don't fuck with him, say I don't fuck with him, but like, don't kill his reputation. Well, guess what? You know what? 40 laws of power. That's what they want. Crush your enemy totally. It's like, I can't even get mad at him doing. He's literally living by the book that he wrote. Yeah. He's gonna crush these niggas totally, and I just feel bad for anybody that's on that man bad list, man. Like, he don't give a fuck, bro.
Yeah, don't stay off.
That nigga's a cancer.
50's bad side.
Yeah. I would never fuck with a cancer, and I tell anybody, any guy, females don't fuck with no male cancer. Males don't fuck with no female cancer. That nigga is different. Like, even the Virgo in me, as much as it's like, I still would be like, I mean, goddamn, right. I want the nigga to die. I mean, like, I just don't want the nigga around me. But 50's like, no, he must. If he dies, he dies. Like,
what he said.
What y'all got?
Nothing. I no comment.
So you don't have
no comment.
Brian, we do this show to have comment.
I know.
What's your opinion?
Something.
Jack Danz doesn't like black people. That's all I got.
Lord.
Here's my thing. 50 goes too far, and again,
it is a bit much.
The fact that he did put that man's family on, and you get out and you know that him and Rick got beef. I mean, it is what it is. It's like, and you know what 50's gonna do. So it's like, this is the day where I feel like on this show, I don't know why we're surprised, but I'm not surprised at 50 Cent.
We're not surprised at 50 Cent, but it's just like,
There is no too far.
There's no end.
Ain't no filter.
There's no end to it.
Look, I'm not fighting him.
I mean, Irv Gotti's body hadn't even been cold for 5 minutes.
I
and
feel
he was
that.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
Instagram.
Now we'll speak on that.
Smoking hookah with a
I'm gonna
mini,
speak on that. Listen,
Mini what?
Tombstone next
if
to him.
anybody in that man's life,
that's a
So look,
tombstone.
oh my
anybody
God.
in that
And it
man's
says
life
RIP.
touches 50 behind that, he deserves it. Period. You don't. God bless the dead. That you don't mess.
Yeah,
with
but let's be clear though.
Women,
But let's be clear though.
kids.
When you're someone like 50, you know that people want to kill you.
Yeah.
And that's why no one can get to him.
That's cool.
That nigga ain't
Everybody
stupid.
keeps
That's
saying,
fine.
I see why this nigga got shot 9 times.
Hey, that's cool. I mean, it is what it is.
I'm
Oh wow, it is.
Yeah, it's
it
a
is a rest in
tombstone.
peace tombstone.
You don't do
Yeah.
that.
Wow.
You don't do that.
Well,
You don't
I
do
mean,
that.
And I mean, it was like it just was announced. Like,
Nah, you don't
but
do
I guess
that.
he got intel.
You don't do
Somebody
that.
told
Wow.
him prior to, because he posted it as soon as it hit. I saw 50's picture too.
Nah, you don't.
Well, we
do
got a
that.
couple more minutes to talk about this. I want to ask you a question.
Go ahead.
What do you think Irv Gotti's legacy will be?
well, first and foremost, as the queensiest person on here, rest in peace to Irv Gotti.
Absolutely.
Queensiest. You're the only.
Queensiest. That's a new word.
Yeah.
Queensiest. Legend. I had the privilege to being around Irv a few times or whatever like that. I know a lot of people that know him personally. So he wasn't the most digestible person, but to me he's a legend. I think that he's probably, if not the one of the greatest music execs of all time, and definitely from Queens or from anywhere. He's responsible for the to
90s
me, the
Def
climb
Jam.
of Jay-Z, of DMX, of Ja Rule. He's mentored a lot of people. So what I don't like, I guess, about everything that happened is that, like, you see all of these people dick riding after he died. And I just think that, even though he wasn't perfect and a lot of things happened, like, why didn't you say this to this man when he was alive?
Well,
Because I think that's part of, maybe besides whatever other issues, I think why he's played the back the last few years is because I don't think he felt like he was appreciated enough.
Nah, so number one, R.I.P. Irv Gotti. Like, I think he was a great executive. I think he was a great CEO. I think Irv and Dame, to me, the problem that we have to, as black men, this entire thing is that we have to be okay with growing up and getting out of the seat. And to me, I seen Irv's interview and I watched him in his last, couple years, like really watched him. And what I noticed was that he really seemed like he was still chasing a feeling. Like, he wanted to get back on top. He was like trying to sign artists to the New Murder Inc. He was making movies and everything else. And to me, I felt like even us, like, look at what we're doing, Brian. Like, nigga, me and you don't want to be arguing over publishing no more like we did when we met each other 20 years ago. It's like, you have to grow as a man. And to me, the one thing I'll say that I want, because I always say, don't laugh, learn. Don't laugh, learn. And the one thing I could say is that it's cringeworthy, and you sent it to me, Queens, when I saw that clip of Gotti and he said, my kids didn't want me to do this show because I'm gonna be drinking and they know it's bad for my health. And as a man who lost his dad, because the doctor told him don't drink again and he still died, it's like, fuck, man, like, you don't, as much as you are a man, no one's invincible. Mm-hmm. And I just wish that I'm a diabetic. Nigga, I wish that he took it more serious. Like, I couldn't imagine being on a platform saying, man, my kids want me to stop, but, I got to live my life. Yeah. And I'm like, no. Living your life means adjusting, like pivoting to something else. And to me, because he never let go of the Gotti moniker, and I felt like he was too good and he didn't have to hold on to it. And I also felt like 50 Cent really, like, killed him. Like, I feel like Ja Rule really let Gotti down, if I'm being honest with you. Like, let me tell you why I say that. Hear me out. Because when they fought 50, hear me out, when they fought 50 together on the music side, when it was all over, Irv went to the movie side. And Irv is not an artist. Like, an artist can never beef with a rapper. Mm-hmm. I mean, an executive can never beef with a rapper, because it's a famous Virgin Islands saying, never mess with the man on the mic. Mm. And Irv was beefing with the man on the mic, and I feel like the only other man on the mic that he should have been speaking up was Ja. But Ja was out doing his own thing, but it just felt like Irv went in the movies and 50 was like, I'm coming to BET now to fuck that up. And it was like, Ja Rule could have just been like, no, you're not. It's like I just felt like Irv was having this fight by himself. And you know, he just felt like, and I only can tell you this. I'm gonna have a transparent moment because me as a man, I have those moments where you feel like it's you against the world. And it's like, man, like sometimes death feels like the easiest way out because nigga, and you start slowly allowing it because life is something that you fight for. That's why they say fight, fight, fight. And I feel like sometimes you get to the point where you like, and I ain't gonna lie, I got there. I just got tired of fighting because I'm like, man, I don't think I'm gonna win this battle. And you just kind of settle in it. And to me, I feel like. So that's why I can relate to it. But my things got better when I realized I don't have to be that. I don't have to have that fight. I don't have to be an industry nigga. I could just be a guy, an entrepreneur who so happens to do music, not a industry nigga, right? And I feel like Gotti was an industry nigga and he never got the credit he deserved. And because he didn't, it always stuck with him. And then, you know, he made some fucking moves. He called J-Lo a bitch. J-Lo started fucking with him. He switched up on Jay with Nas. He made a whole lot of bad moves. But the one person that he never switched on was Ja Rule.
Never.
And I feel like, I don't know if I felt like I've seen more of Irv Gotti fighting a good fight than I've seen Ja Rule. Ja Rule's been kind of standing up for himself. Like, I'm just trying to go, I'm still out here selling shows. And Irv Gotti is like trying to keep it moving. So to me, it was just an unfair battle. And I just hate how helping, rest in peace to Gotti. And the one thing I loved about him was how he loved his family.
Definitely.
I never met Chris Gotti, but Chris Gotti's every time I see that man talk, I have?
Yeah.
I mean, I ain't never talked to him.
Oh, okay.
Like, he don't know me. I don't have his number. Like, we ain't never exchanged conversation. But my point is that I love Chris Gotti when he talks, so I know he come from a real thing. But it goes back to something that Jay-Z said on that Murder, Inc. documentary. You seen that? Where Jay-Z said, like, Gotti was an A&R, but he was like had a bravado. He was like, oh, nigga, you want to be John Gotti. We gonna call you Irv Gotti now. And he kind of took on the moniker and never let it go. Like they say, Tyrese took on the moniker of Jody and Baby Boy never let it go. And Tupac took on the moniker of Bishop and never let it go. It's like once they gave Irv Gotti the name Gotti, he became gangster as fuck. And I think that was the part because if you look at his family is tight.
Yeah. Definitely.
It's like nigga, I love how he loved them, but it's like you gotta love yourself. And you gotta be okay with pivoting, and you gotta be okay with the world moving on somewhere else, because everybody loses the father time. And I wish I knew him, because I would be like, yo, Gotti, you that nigga, why you care? Fuck these niggas, nigga, go live on your $100 million yacht, go make bigger plays. And it was like, I just hate it.
Yeah, I mean, he was a great dude, and I mean, I can say this personally, because I know a lot of people from my hood that didn't have no other way in life, that once Murder Inc. got where they got, that he took care of, and he pivoted them from the streets to doing something else. So
I love that.
Shout out to
God.
I hit up Chris and told him, gave my condolences, but shout out to all of them. And it was. I just hope that he gets the love that he deserved now that he's not here, and I hope his kids and his family and his wife feel it. And that's all I would hope for. Even me, I'm gonna always speak positive about him. But in hindsight, hey man, listen, black man, it's okay to go to another venue and start over. It's okay to walk away because you lost the battle. It's okay to walk away and do something else. It is fucking okay. Absolutely.
Oh
my God.
So
this motherfucker.
I've been waiting on this one.
Topic: Kanye West, so known as Ye, became embroiled in controversy following the Super Bowl advertisement that directed viewers to his Yeezy.com website. Initially, the website appeared uncontroversial during agency reviews. However, after the ad aired in select markets, the site began selling T-shirts with swastikas, leading to immediate backlash. Did Kanye go too far?
Absolutely. Listen, y'all know I'm a Kanye fan. He tripping.
Yeah.
He's tripping because he's trying. I don't even understand what he's doing, but me use my logical mind, I can't help it. I'm like, I don't think he's racist. I don't think he hates Jewish people. I think that he's trolling, but I think that he's trolling at a dangerous rate. When you see that Nazi sign, that's equivalent to a black person seeing a KKK hat on a T-shirt. It's like, you let me know that you are part of people that hate my people. And I think that anything that supports hate should be, and that's whoever spews it. Kanye is tripping. He is tripping, bro. And I love that dude, but bro, you are fucking tripping. You are not being better. If you think you're fighting devils, which I think he is, I think that he's really having misguided anger. I think he has a problem with a certain group of, a certain person or a few people, like people that have made it, have done him wrong in his mind that will happen to be Jewish, and he's taking it out on the entire community, and that's fucked up. Especially, it's just whack. But I will say this to everybody here. Is one thing I will say. I see a lot of people. I see that AI video with all these people saying fuck Kanye and everything else. And the one thing I will say is that when slavery comes up, they say, black people, that's over. Get over it.
Get over it, yeah.
I've never heard anyone tell a Jewish person to get over the Holocaust.
Nope.
I've never heard that in my life. Like, Jewish people are so gangster about how, nigga, if they think you don't like them, never again. That's how Hitler started, and it's like, it's a wrap. And for me, it's like black people have to get on that same energy. You're not gonna tell us fuck slavery because it's convenient for you. That's not how it works around here. So for me, it's like, I respect everybody standing up against his hate, but I will say this. When someone says something about slavery or something else comes up, don't tell black people, please, no one tell black people to get over it. Because I've never heard someone tell a Jewish person, and no one should tell a Jewish person to get over something that happened to their people the same way no one should tell a black person to give up to something. But they only say it because it's convenient, because the people that was holding us back was their families. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like, we don't want to talk about that shit because, we mix it up now. And it's like, yeah, it might be over, but that doesn't mean that it's forgotten. Yeah. Never again.
In the spirit of that,
go ahead.
Kanye West is an idiot. And I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
In the spirit of you saying that you don't, because I don't like to speak negatively about people either, but at the same time, Kanye West does not represent me, right? I don't see Kanye West as a representative of black people. I'm going to say that. I don't.
Me neither.
Like, culturally, I would never, anything he does, I wouldn't say is significant to us. Mm-hmm. So I'll say this, in the spirit of being derogatory for 30 seconds, Kanye West, you rap well and you sell shoes. That does not give you the right to demean an entire racist transgression. You don't get to negate what they went through, which was genocide, because you rap well and sell shoes, Negro. You don't get a chance to do that. That's derogatory, it's demeaning, it's degrading. He owes the Jewish community an apology. Mm-hmm. That's number one. If they marginalized the man down to 2 pennies, it wouldn't matter to me at all.
Well, they did that already.
No, they're going to do it again. And there's a bigger ass whooping coming this time. Because you sold swastika t-shirts. Yeah. So that shit is like, imagine if Eminem said, and I think I said this in pre-production meeting, if Eminem said, couple black execs did me super dirty, fuck black people, slavery was a farce, and now I'm selling lynching t-shirts, how we would react? I don't give a damn what they do to them.
I don't know, but we see, black Americans deal with that every day.
We do deal with it.
And it's not, there's no outrage. And I completely agree with both of you guys' sentiments that this was way too far. Kanye is doing too much. But I think this outrage is very selective when you have Elon Musk doing a Nazi salute behind the presidential podium.
I agree on that too.
Inauguration.
But he denounced it. He denounced it. He said that's not what I was doing.
Regardless of what he's denounced, we know what that is.
Well, hear me out.
Because you can't even do that on YouTube.
What he's saying is Kanye West said, I'm
Kanye West is being proud about it. He's not. He's saying, yes, I got a swastika, and Elon Musk is saying, Hitler. You interpreted me doing something, but that's not what I was doing. And at the end of the day, what we have to do is take people at their word. And that's why I'm saying I can't support Ye, because he's saying these y'all hit, like, what are we talking about? So it's like, one is saying I'm standing in pride, and one is saying that's not what I meant.
He sounds insane.
He is insane.
He does
Jewish
sound
community.
insane.
Kick his ass, Bass.
He's been crashing out and falling out for a while. I understand that. However, in the spirit of Black History Month, I'm gonna always make it about us. Yeah. I'm gonna bring it back and bring it full circle that African Americans get shitted on in this country daily. We don't say anything about when they do wear their KKK outfits, they get police protection. But when we, protest and it's nonviolent, we have nonviolent protests, we get sprayed down, we get pepper sprayed, we get the bullets shot, the rubber bullets shot at us and everything else. But when the KKK want to have it, they get police protection, and the police are lined up in front of them so to ensure that no one harms them. So I hear you. I agree wholeheartedly. But if we're going to bring it back around, we get shitted on every day. Every single day in this country, we get shitted on, and no one cares then. No, there's no outrage then. And like Ray said, they tell us to get the fuck over it. Get over it. Fuck it. You know, it happened 400 years ago. And we're talking about, if we want to historically talk about this is somewhere that didn't even happen in our country. The Holocaust was not in our country. The United States aided in taking down Hitler, but the Holocaust did not happen over here. We're talking about people that were born here. We were born here, and we still get, like the symbolism in Kendrick Lamar's thing, that it's a country divided. He's standing in the middle, and they were bowing down because the country was built off of black people. It was built on the black men at that. So
it's gotta be more than a soundbite.
It has to be more than a soundbite, absolutely. But no one is standing up. I'm just saying. All I'm saying.
This is what I mean.
There's no outrage when the KKK lines up on highways, or when the Proud Boys come into churches and vandalize shit. When they burning down our buildings, we had the Tulsa race riots where we had Black Wall Street. Then they burned it down. There's no outrage. We don't get our 40 acres and a mule. We were set back 400 years because of the racial climate and pure hatred for black people in this country. But now the Jews, it's like this one symbol, which is also oppressive to us too. You know, they get it because they're racist pricks. It's an Aryan race, you know, blonde hair, blue eyed, perfect race. What are we talking about? I hear you, and I want everybody to know that I'm not supporting Kanye, but I'm also wanting to speak up for our people, because when do we get outraged about the shit that goes on every single day?
Couple things. One, when I said it has to be more than a soundbite, I talk about this all the time, and I'm going back to this civil liberties thing in Alabama, where I say that a protest can't be one day. It can't be a post. It has to be a movement, right? So
like the bus boycotts.
Right, 381 days.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where you talk about Black Lives Matter, no matter what your overall take of it is at the end, it was a movement.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's the difference. For a lot of people who supported black people from other races, it was an Instagram story post.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it wasn't support, it was, I'm cool too. I'm in the in crowd too.
I would just say this. You're right, Stanza, but the outrage has to start with us.
Well, I'm outraged.
No. I'm saying, no, you're right. No, you're right. What I'm saying is that we have to be outraged. But if we're going to be outraged, we also have to, black people, deal with our contradictions within our community, right? Like, you said something about the police, and the first thing I thought to myself was that nobody from the white side ever made a song saying "fuck the police." Our side did. So, like, I'm just being honest. Like, we have to change our behaviors too, because we're the only people saying "fuck you, white people," "fuck you, police," "fuck you, everybody against us." But why don't y'all accept us? Why don't let us do it? It's like, yo, it's like, and when I say it doesn't happen to me, a lot of people say, "Ray, you speak from a place of privilege." I get that. I do. I might speak from a place of privilege, but I had to change my mentality first before I changed anything else. People started treating me differently after I started treating me differently. No one started treating me with respect until I started treating me with respect. No one started treating me like I was someone until I started acting like I was someone. Right. So a lot of the times we want to come as we are and be accepted as we are, but then we don't. But it's like we want to be accepted by their world. I'd rather just go and stay in my world and do it my way. But when I hear certain things, it's like the difference between Ye and Elon was Elon said, "That's not what I was doing. I would never do that." And Ye said, "That's what I'm doing." So you got to hold a man at his word. And what we don't do on our side is when we say it, we believe it. But when they say it, they're lying. But then when they say we're lying, we say you're racist. So it's this big circle of finger pointing. And the only way it's going to stop is if we put our hands to the side and say, "Look, I have no problem with you, and I hope you have no problem with me. And let's just find a way to exist together and see what that looks like." I don't think Kanye is racist. I don't think Elon is racist. I don't even think Trump is racist. I just think everybody is doing whatever they got to do for them to win. And I believe that Ye thinks that he's doing what he got to do and he's wrong. I think Trump is doing what he got to do and he's mostly wrong for how he's been handling shit. But that doesn't stop it from happening. So for me, I'm kind to people and people are kind to me. I don't treat people like shit, and I know people treat me like shit. But if I had a shirt on that said "fuck the police" and the police was fucking with me and everything else, I would fucking be like, why? It's like, nigga, I got a shirt on saying "fuck the police." So for me, it's like there has to be accountability on both sides, and the easiest way to make that side accountable is to make your accountable side first. Your side accountable first. We're accountable. Now, you're gonna be. I am wrong for doing that. But now you're going to say you're wrong, and that's how we get to the other side. And to me, they're not going to switch until we switch. And that's why I want to start the lead on like switching how we talk to each other, how we carry ourselves, and how we respect each other. That's why I'm not going to call a woman a name. Yo, I want to speak positive, but I also going to be real, but I'm not, no one can watch this show. Everybody in the comments think I hate Drake. I love Drake. I like Drake music almost better than I like Kendrick music, honestly. But the only thing is that Kendrick is a real nigga from where I'm from, and Drake isn't. Right. So when they start having disagreements, I got to keep in mind, this dude understands me, and that dude doesn't. And that's why we're here. It's that simple, bro. And I don't think one person is wrong or one person is right, but I'm just saying what I'm saying. So, sorry, I know we got to wrap the show, but I just want to say that because we got to stop with the pointing fingers. The first finger I point every day is me. I point at myself. Ray, what did you do wrong? Ray, what could you do better? Ray, what did you do to make this situation like this? I never blame people. It's me. So that's it. Sorry, Sam, you can wrap up.
No worries. That was amazing points being made. Thank y'all for rocking with me today on That's Debatable. And to our viewers, thank you for, as always, is watching. The numbers are running up. We're doing something right here.
Yeah, thank y'all,
we appreciate y'all for tuning in. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, and remember to follow us on Instagram because we will be arguing there as well. We'll see you next time. This is That's Debatable.